Welcome back, everybody, to the 19th episode of the NMSA Ace. I'm your host, Vic.
And I'm your co-host, Leon.
And we have another great episode for you guys today. We do want to thank you all so much for clicking back here on the NMSA Ace. We're on episode 19, and episode 20 will be the season finale, so stay tuned. That's going to come out hopefully sometime in the spring. But we also want to thank everybody for all their hard work this semester, all the esports staff, all the game managers, all the players. We appreciate you, and thank you so much. But we do want to definitely congratulate our graduates.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. I believe we had, eight?
8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, 8 this semester, so congrats to you all, especially for graduating in the fall, finally getting out of here. That's what we all want, and that's what we all aspire to get to. Speaking of graduates and especially changing semesters, we will be talking about the lab hours for spring, so if you all don't know, figure everybody knows by this point, but up in Corporate Center in the Game Lounge, we have the Esports Lab. Will be open again in the spring, probably the second week of spring semester, so I believe that is...
I think that's the 13th. The first week of school is when we'll be open, so make sure to stop by, say hi to us, 12 noon to 12 midnight, so we'll be here.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we also will be having tryouts for the spring for a couple of our game titles, still to be determined for some, but I believe we'll have some teams like Valorant, Rocket League. I think R6 is going to be having some open tryouts, League of Legends, Call of Duty, especially if you are looking to get into that Black Ops 6 grind. Make sure you guys stay tuned and keep updated with the NM State Discord, as well as down in the description below. And last but not least, our officer teams are continuously recruiting and looking for more help, especially as we push towards the Invitational. So make sure you guys reach out to each of our officer teams, Gibbs, Frosty, Darlene Tweena, as well as a couple of other new faces that we will be talking about later on.
Yeah, definitely. And all that information will be shared on our social media pages, so make sure to follow at NM State Esports on your favorite social media platform.
Alrighty, and moving right along to our highlights, the first thing that we're going to be covering is something that we've done for the last 3 years and a partnership that I think works out pretty well. That is with La Casa Inc., a nonprofit battered woman shelter that we worked with for the past 3 years, hosting a 24-hour stream. This year we were able to raise $130, so thank you to everybody who contributed, along with the people who supported us through the 24-hour stream. I think we had those, Leon. I want to brag, but hey, man.
Leon did raise the most, so thank you, everybody.
I'm just that cool. But again, thank you guys so much, and we'll look forward to hosting again next year, and hopefully having some new faces as well as some familiar ones coming back to host.
Definitely. And speaking of things, we want to definitely appreciate every single volunteer that helped out at our various events this semester. We started off the semester with Keepsake Great in October. We had a great turnout, so thank you all so much for showing up to that one.
Yeah, that was a huge one. Keepsake Great is always a good time to, give back to the school, as well as farm some of those community service hours that we desperately need and love. Moving next, we went to Rio Dosa for the Sierra Blanca Academic Challenge.
Shout out Quiz Bowl.
Shout out Quiz Bowl. Thank you guys so much for inviting us, as well as taking the time to train all of our volunteers. It was a pretty fun process, and honestly,
we'd do it again.
I might do it again, although, some people, it's not going to be cut out for reading, but that's okay.
We did have other events. We did get invited to the GISD Estemos Unidos Fall Festival, so thank you so much, Coach Baca, our alumni down there at Gadsden, for helping us out with that. Speaking of some rivals and some alumni, we had our rivalry weeks. We had 2 this time around versus UNM and UTEP, and they just kind of coincided with the football game. We did have 2. Leon, you want to talk about the first one?
So the first one versus UNM didn't really come out on top this year. The first one in a long time, but it wasn't a slouch for us. It was 3-4, so very close game, and considering the football teams, I think it would have been 3-5. Yeah, so shout out to UNM, great job, and we're hoping to come back stronger this year. Not going to let ourselves down again, and we'll be coming back with a vengeance. But we did take some dubs.
We did play my old school UTEP down south of I-10. We did beat them in a 4-2 fashion, which was pretty awesome. We only lost to Valorant and Rainbow Six. Their teams are just cracked, so shout out to those guys for winning those. But we appreciated having them come into the lab and play during Thanksgiving break, which is kind of an odd time, but we appreciate you guys nonetheless. Shout out Honey Badgers.
It's a great experience, but all of the experiences lead up to majority of our competition. So first, I want to shout out all of the teams who have made playoffs this semester for NECC, starting off with Valorant. I believe that was both White and Crimson that had made it through. Overwatch, congrats to them. I think there's, single team right now?
I think it was just Crimson.
Yeah, just Crimson, so congrats to them. League of Legends, just Crimson. Chess, congrats to them. I think that's both individual and groups, or is it just groups?
Just groups.
Just groups, okay. Halo
made it 4th.
Let's go. R6, I believe, is the wrap-up, so congrats to them. A lot of them being first-year teams, at least first-year teams that have been playing with each other consistently, and huge shout-out to R6 because they're absolute grinders anytime that we've been able to see them in the lab playing, and I feel like they really embody the team spirit. Lastly, we're going to be shouting out all every single NMSU RL team, all 8 teams making it to NECC playoffs. So congrats to them. Fraud. He's really lighting the fire under them, but we did have a couple of standings that Vic is going to be talking about for them.
Definitely. As you guys know, we're looking to partner with NMECS. It's going to be the New Mexico Esports Championship Series. This time around, they had 2 divisions, the Prodigy Division and the Premier Division. And shout out to NMSU Black. That's actually Gabe Frosty's team. Surprisingly won the Prodigy Division, so congrats to him. We'll be getting him a little trophy for that. And then shout out to NMSU Pete for getting 2nd place in the Premier Division, only losing to UNM in a very, very late match on the last day of the fall semester, which is unfortunate, but they got it through. We also want to shout out NMSU Aggies for making it to the CECC LAN up in Sacramento. We'll have a quick preview at the end of this segment, but we also want to shout out the NMSU Esports, or just like the main team for the Rocket League squad, for winning NM and you guys will be able to see their win on the creative segment later this episode. And yeah, they had some great
Rocket League making, 1, 2, 3, 4 LAN experiences, whether they be NECC or NMTI or NMECS. Huge shout out to them, and I think Rocket League is one of our strongest teams. But we do have a little bit of a sadder note. We will be saying goodbye to one of NM State Esports' not necessarily longest standing officers, but someone who's been around for a long time, been secretary for NMSU Esports as well as game manager for Valorant, Jackie Martinez, or Ms. Icy. I think she's just going to change it to Icy at this point.
Something like that.
And we got Freezer, Icy, Frost. I think we got a lot of cold members here, but thank you so much again to Jackie. She will be leaving for a couple of semesters. She pursues some other avenues and she gets that bread. So congrats to her, and thank you so much for all of your dedication and support.
Definitely. It's not easy being an esports officer, so we definitely appreciate all the hard work Jackie did on and off the court. Speaking of things that are happening sometime soon, is going to be the Invitational. The 2025 Esports Invitational is coming to you soon. We're going to be having it this year at the end of March. It's going to be March 29th and 30th. All the registration links are now live, and we have been heavily publicizing this on Discords, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to use. All the invitational links are going to be down in the description and on our social media. So if you are a team that wants to sign up for the invitational, please check out those links. And for more information, check out esports.nmsu.edu.
We will also be having a little bit of information from the man, the myth, the legend back. So stick around as well.
All right, wrapping up the highlights. We now are going to be moving on to our interviews. And I know that in highlights, we did talk about Jackie departing us, and that does leave a little bit of a hole in our officer team. So we're now going to be introducing the returning the GOAT himself of Valorant, and our new secretary for NM State Esports. So Vic,
let's talk to him. And as we had teased earlier on this episode, we have our new Esports Secretary Officer, Mikkel. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Doing great, doing great. So glad to have you on board. We do want to go ahead and thank Jackie for all of her hard work. She was the officer. She's since taken a step away, but you're here to fill those shoes. Tell me about what it means to be an officer for NM State Esports.
Honestly, Vic, I think it's a privilege and an honor that you chose me to be part of the office and stuff like that. And I'm very excited to learn this new opportunity I was given.
Definitely, yeah. We're always looking for people that are eager to learn new things when it comes to esports. There's so many different avenues, whether it's game management, being a secretary, doing stuff like that. Esports is just so big when it comes to all the different opportunities it gives you. But tell me a little bit about your background in gaming. What kind of got you into NM State Esports in the first place?
So when I got used to the Wii, so it was a very fun game. Started with Mario Kart there, and then as I got into high school, I noticed this thing called esports.
Yeah.
They started having Mario Kart tryouts, and I tried out, including Smash Bros. So I tried out for both, did very well in both. We won Invitational and National for Mario Kart. And now I'm here in college, learned about the esports program, tried out for Valorant. Very fun game, very FPS based. And same thing with Mario Kart. Here in the Mario Kart team, we won undefeated in the previous season. So that was very fun.
That's really awesome, and we'll get a chance to talk to Toffee right after this. But thank you so much, Mikkel, for stopping by. Make sure to go ahead and stop and say hi if you guys are into the lab to our newest esports officer. And we're here with the before-mentioned Mario Kart team manager and game manager, Toffee. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for stopping by. First time on the ACE, which is pretty awesome. Talk to me a little bit about your time here at NM State Esports. I know it's only been about a semester, but you've accomplished a lot, winning CKL division. Talk to me a little bit about it.
It's been really fun. The people that I've been able to meet and the games I've been able to play with NMSU here, it's been really fun. Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Teams are great here, and all the players, I really enjoyed playing with them, so I've really enjoyed it so far.
Definitely. Now, obviously, Mario Kart, like I said, won that division title. What did it mean to finally get over that hurdle? I mean, obviously, you guys played really well all season, made pretty much undefeated all the way up until the grand finals, where you guys obviously won that too. Talk to me about, you know, the team development over the season.
You know, going into tryouts, I didn't know a whole lot of the people playing and a whole lot of people that showed up, but I was adamant that we would do well after seeing like how the team played and how the team worked together, and so just, you know, practicing and getting them like to watch videos, watch shortcuts, learn what they needed to do. It was huge, and it was huge to see how they like learned and got better over time.
Definitely. If you guys want to know more about Toffee's story, make sure to watch his player highlight, his freshman highlight actually, linked down in the description. But talk to me a little bit about the CKL. That's the College Kart League, I believe. That's the league you guys play for in Mario Kart collegiately. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so they've been growing at a pretty rapid pace lately. It's huge to see like what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. They're really trying to bring like all of the Mario Kart together, and so they've grown from like a couple teams in the teens to I think over 100 this coming season.
Wow. That's definitely big, and that's good news for all our high schoolers coming in from the high schools. Obviously, Mario Kart very well supported here in New Mexico high school leagues. It's good to see that they have a future in the collegiate scene to make big splashes down the line. But other than that, anything to say for our Mario Kart and Smash fans in the chat?
If you want to look at like playing competitively for either of those games, really get into it. Now's a great time, and it's really easy. It's really easy to get in and learn what you need to do and learn how to get connected.
Definitely, and we'll see what happens when the Switch 2 drops. 24 Mario Kart players, we'll have to see what they got cooking. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll send it back to the studio.
We're now going to be moving on to the creative segment, though, and we'll be looking into the NMTI win for NMSU Esports.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse science with the real world.
Leading his team back to down by one.
This is the beginning of meditation. Most of us would have rather money than...
We always appreciate going up to Albuquerque, and thank you so much to Blake and RTI for inviting us. Pretty easy tournament for our team, but we definitely appreciate seeing everybody up there. But let's finish this ace up with the last, final, the best segment, the ace.
All right, this is the outro credit roll, whatever. Take one. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Ace. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and make sure to hit that notification bell for updates and uploads. We got the podcast, we got the player highlights, freshman highlights, team showcases. What else we got, Leon?
The Ace every century.
Yeah, that is true. Make sure to, type something in the comments. Say something nice about Leon.
Or not nice. It's up to you. It's up to you.
It's really up to you.
Again, we appreciate all the support, and thank you guys so much for watching.